G'day folks, welcome to Curious. Episode 4. Talking about Longreach, the song Longreach. As I mentioned in the early episode when we did on the song Camel Wheel by Slim Dusty, I said I'd written a song myself just up the road from Camel Wheel, still in Central West Queensland, in a town called Longreach. I was going to do it last episode, but I forgot I had 6 string coming out, so skipped it. Anyhow, this song is still unreleased. I wrote it a couple of years ago. I had a friend out in Longreach and went out to visit her, and I spent a couple of days there. But driving back, and I sort of come up with the wordplay, to long reach to reach you. Is that called a double entendre? I don't know. Anyhow, that was sort of in my mind, and that was became the chorus. So yeah, I wanted to get a bit more topographical, as I was mentioning, in some of my songwriting, you know, dropped in some places around Australia. Well, the place Longreach, why it's named Longreach, is because of the Thompson River, and so that river has a long reach, so that became Longreach, the name of the town. So that's how it got its name, Longreach, and it's not very far away from Camel Wheel actually. They're all in the rough Central Western Queensland area. I Wikipedia'd just a while ago, and because I thought it might have been the birthplace of Qantas, but they say Qantas was conceived in Cloncurry, born in Winton, and raised in Longreach, so work it out. So yeah, so I think in the 1920s, out that way, it's a cattle town, cattle and sheep, based around the river, which I mentioned the river in the 3rd verse, and I tried to drop in a few other things. Captain Starlight's Lookout, I think they just call it Starlight's Lookout. That's about some famous bushranger that used to rustle or steal cattle. Him and his mob camped up on that little hill so they could overlook the plains in case the troopers were chasing them, see who was coming after them. So I dropped that in. And also an interesting thing about Longreach, all the streets are named after native Australian birds. I forget which way it was. East to west is like either aquatic birds, and north or south is land birds, one or the other. There's places like Magpie Lane and Duck Street, which I use Duck Street, you know. I think it's one of the main streets in the town. Walking down Duck Street. Sort of sounds a bit weird, but it not many bird names rhyme, or well, what rhymes with duck, but you know, didn't use that. But I mentioned the RSL, and I think from memory the RSL was on Duck Street, so that's why I used Duck Street. So I'll play it to you. Like when I play it live, I've been playing it live every now and then for a couple of years. I think I started doing it on the wine time. I was out in the bush maybe 2 years ago when I was up at Karratha. Usually when I play it live I chunk it like that. It's Slim Dusty thing. I remember your blue eyes lifting in the world. But on the classic guitar I'm going to pick it because it's a bit more folky rather than too country. But it might work as a country song anyway. Here we go. I remember your blue eyes and laughing in the wind out loud, walking down Duck Street, drinking at the RSL. You worked at the Qantas Founders Museum, and I was working you out. We talked about ex-lovers talked about old friends. We spoke of new beginnings and how this crazy times might end. And by midnight I thought that I knew you, but all I really knew was your name. And it's a long reach to Longreach to reach you again. It's a long reach, but I've been thinking of you now and then. For the road up ahead makes it hard to forget. It's a long reach to reach you. Climbing up the Captain's Starlight's lookout, staring out over the wide open plains, watching the sun going down, watching it come up again. The morning told me to kiss you, but something else told me to wait. Those open plains, they brought us together, and they never took us away. The rumble of diesel in the distance from a passing cattle train. I swallowed my good intentions, you swallowed your glass of champagne. And it's a long reach to reach you again. It's a long reach, but I've been thinking of you now and then. For the road up ahead makes it hard to forget. It's a long reach to reach you. Camping down by the Thompson River, stripping off for a skinny dip. There ain't nothing like the feeling of sinking into someone else's skin. The boombox called through the coolabah trees, and I sang along. You danced around the fire in a way that's all your own. Wearing nothing but the moonlight, hearing nothing but the song. And if one night could last forever, I swear it would be this one. And it's a long reach to reach you again. It's a long reach, but I've been thinking of you now and then. For the road up ahead makes it hard to forget. It's a long reach to reach you. It's a long reach to reach you. There you go, Longreach. I started laughing in that first verse because I think originally, instead of writing, you worked at the Qantas Founders Museum. I think I was singing, I bought you a chicken dinner. The lyrics are still a work in progress in some parts of the song. I think I bought you a chicken dinner. Yeah. Anyhow, that's Longreach. What else can I tell you about it? Yeah, it's not released. Maybe one day. But maybe someone might sing it. It is registered with APRA, so don't rip it off.